Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 spoilers reveal unexpected surprises that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 has a new setting, with the show shifting from its typical beach in Mexico to a resort in Costa Rica. Jesse Palmer and Wells Adams, the show's host and bartender, returned, and Hannah Brown joined the cast as an advisor. For the first time, Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 featured cast members from the Golden franchise. This opened the door to age gap romances, which Jesse and Wells had hoped for. Here are all of the shocking Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 spoilers. Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 initially announced 16 Week 1 contestants, including Alex Godin, Bailey Brown, Brian Otts, Dale Moss, Hakeem Moulton, Jeremy Simon, Jess Edwards, Jonathan Johnson, Justin Glaze, Kat Izzo, Kyle Howard, Lexi Young, Ricky Marinez, Sam McKinney, Spencer Conley, and Zoe McGrady. Later, Sean McLaughlin, Leah Kayanan, and Ali Shia Gupta were revealed in a promotional video. Reality Steve has officially revealed the remaining cast members: Susie Evans, Parisa Shifta, Jill Chin, Ali Jo Hanks, and Andrew Spencer. This means there are 12 guys and 12 ladies on the Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 cast. In addition, 10 Golden participants were announced: April Kirkwood, Charles C.K. King, Gary Levingston, Jacqueline Choney, Kathy Swartz, Keith Gordon, Kim, Leslie, Natasha Hardy, and Ralph R.J. Johnson. Reality Steve has now confirmed that Faith Martin and Nancy joined the Golden cast in Costa Rica, bringing the total to 12. This means that there are a total of 36 competitors in Bachelor in Paradise Season 10. According to Reality Steve, filming for Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 began on Saturday, May 3, 2025, with the first 14 contestants. Sam and Dale arrived on the second day. Sam took Jess out on a date, but Dale asked Kat to go with him. At the first rose ceremony, the women presented the roses to the men. The rose ceremony partners included Jess and Spencer, Bailey and Jeremy, Kat and Dale, Lexi and Justin, Zoe and Brian, and Alex and Jonathan. Sam, Kyle, Hakeem, and Ricky were the contestants who were eliminated. It's intriguing that Sam was eliminated in Week 1, since many fans questioned if he'd get a redemption tale given his villain cut on Jen Tran's Bachelorette season. Kyle and Ricky both left early, which is unsurprising given their lack of popularity in Bachelor Nation. However, Hakeem is a fan favorite, and many will be disappointed to see him leave so soon. Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 contestants Justin and Susie began out as best friends, but Justin announced their split in August 2024. According to Reality Steve, they did not reunite during Bachelor in Paradise Season 10. In reality, quite the reverse occurred. Susie, Parisa, Jill, and Ali Jo traveled to Costa Rica prior to the second rose ceremony. Susie invited Jeremy out on a date, Parisa went out with Brian, and Jill and Ali Jo chose to date Jonathan. At the second rose ceremony, the males presented the roses to the women. Dale and Kat, Jonathan and Alex, and Brian and Parisa were the three pairs. Brian selected Parisa over Zoe, which caused some trouble. However, the most serious issue arose when Jeremy handed his rose to Bailey rather than Susie. Justin immediately offered Susie his rose instead of Lexi, but she declined. At that point, Justin, Susie, and Lexi, who had given Justin her rose the week before, all left the program. However, Reality Steve feels Justin left his rose behind to be utilized because Jill chose to stay. He stated that the scenario with Justin, Susie, and Lexi became pretty messy. In addition, Zoe and Ali Jo returned home because they had not received roses. Following the rose ceremony, Andrew and Sean landed in paradise. Sean took Jill on a date, whereas Andrew went out with Bailey. This offended Jeremy, who had been dating Bailey. After that, he somehow begged Susie to return to the show, but she declined. This resulted in a significant fight between Jeremy and Bailey. Hopefully, this controversy will not consume too much of Bachelor in Paradise Season 10. Although fans enjoy watching train wrecks, they were also disappointed that no couples from seasons 8 or 9 remained together after the show. It's also unfortunate that Lexi appears to have become caught up in a fight that had nothing to do with her. Fans have been pulling for her to find love since her appearance on Joey Graziadei's season. According to Reality Steve, during Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 Week 3, the Golden cast members landed in Costa Rica. They lived at the same resort and took part in all of the rose ceremonies alongside the younger actors. Despite this, there were no age gap relationships this season. However, April and Sean shared a kiss. He made out with her during one of the show's tasks, but it didn't turn into anything more. The only other link between the older and younger casts was when April offered her rose to Jonathan so he could stay in paradise after Alex gave her rose to Andrew instead of him. Even though Jesse and Wells had hoped for age gap romances, it's best that the two groups adhered to dating inside their own generation. April is 67 years old, while Sean is 28 years old, making them about 40 years apart. It's just too much. However, it was thoughtful of April to offer Jonathan her rose so that he might stay in paradise a little longer. Reality Steve explained that during the third Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 rose ceremony, the Golden women distributed the roses. Leslie and Keith, Kathy and Kim, and Natasha and Gary made up the three couples. This meant that CK, RJ, and Jack were the first Golden candidates eliminated. Before the fourth rose ceremony, Leah and Alicia arrived in paradise. Leah took Jonathan for a date, whilst Alicia selected Sean. In addition, Faith and Nancy have joined the Golden cast. Faith ended up taking Kathy on a date for fun. Reality Steve wasn't sure who Nancy had chosen for her date. At the fourth rose ceremony, the men presented the roses to the women. Spencer and Jess, Jeremy and Bailey, Dale and Kat, Brian and Parisa, Andrew and Alex, Jonathan and Leah, and Sean and Alicia made up the pairs. Keith and Kathy, Kim and Faith, and Gary and Leslie were the Golden couples, though Reality Steve wasn't really certain about them. This meant that Jill, Natasha, April, and Nancy returned home. Reality Steve said that after the fourth rose ceremony, no new cast members were added to Bachelor in Paradise Season 10. This implied that the show's format had changed, but he wasn't told how exactly. However, he assumed that because no one else was added to the cast but the rose ceremonies proceeded, couples were eliminated in some way at those rose ceremonies. Reality Steve also stated that he was aware that the scene in which Jesse informed the couples that they had to stay together or break up had been cut from the show. He wasn't sure if the challenges helped select which couples went home, or if there was a monetary incentive involved. Also, a pair could be together but leave the show after being voted off. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.